A couple of things you need to know about Caleb Plant, okay? So the first thing you need to know about Caleb Plant is that Caleb Plant was a light heavyweight in the amateurs. I think a lot of people don't know that. Another thing you need to know about Caleb Plant is he's actually bigger, like slightly taller than David Benavidez. Okay. Another thing that you guys need to know is that Caleb Plant, though he comes from Mississippi, has been around guys like Joel Casamayor, guys like, well, David Benavidez and all these guys. They sometimes would train together in this group sessions. It's about 3 or 4 years ago. But he's been around guys like Joel Casamayor, with guys like slick, skilled boxers. Okay, the last guy he was with was Andre Ward, but he has been around many other gyms, including the Mayweather gym. He's been under, his trainer has had him be with other trainers. So it's not like he's been trained by one set of people. And one of the things you need to understand in boxing is what's called apprenticeship. Right? So if you look at, for example, Devin Haney has gone through Mike McCallum, Floyd Mayweather Sr. He's been with Roger Mayweather. He's been with several other trainers, including the Cuban trainer. I forgot his name right now. The trainer for your Dennis Ugas, as well as Caleb has been under different trainers as well. Now, this is very important for people to understand because not only does Caleb pull from past fighters and he has a good sense of history, but Caleb Plant also has been moving through different trainers in Las Vegas. He's been down in Las Vegas. I think his camp is in Las Vegas. And he had a little session today in LA. Of course, the fight is somewhere in November, but nonetheless, it is October, so November's coming around the corner pretty soon. So, just a couple things that you guys should bear in mind about Caleb Plant. That he's not a small super middleweight by any stretch of the imagination. If he wanted to go up to light heavyweight, he could do that quite easily. And the other thing you need to understand is that Caleb Plant has been under tutelage of some very slick, skilled Cuban trainers. This is something I think a lot of people do not understand. He didn't get to where he got to with just one trainer. He'd been under tutelage of various trainers and under mentorship of various people. So I just hope that you understand that this guy is bringing a lot of generational, as Coach Eric Bradley would say, a lot of generational knowledge. It's a lot of knowledge he's getting that is passed down to Caleb. Caleb is not what you think he is. And he reminds me so much of Andre Ward, though. The deadpanned, very serious mentality, very serious approach to things. Oh, there's another thing you guys need to know about Caleb Plant. Obviously, he is being trained by the strength and conditioner, strength and conditions Sean Porter. He sparred Sean Porter very recently as well, as did David Benavidez. And Caleb is with the same strength and conditioner as Sean Porter is. So anybody asking about Caleb Plant's conditioning, boy, let me put it to you this way. His strength and conditioner said that Caleb Plant can stand where he is and leap basically he can jump up on a podium that's his height. So he can leap up in the air and get onto a podium that is his height. That's his agility. So I think a lot of people do not understand. Now, one more thing I want to say. David Benavidez will be facing Jose Oscategui. I think he's going to be facing him the week after November 6th. So November 13th, David Benavidez will be facing Osategui. This is after Caleb has faced Canelo. All right. Now I want you guys to pay close attention to how David performs against Osategui. And there's a reason why I'm saying that. Because David and Caleb are around about the same height. Caleb's has an inch on David. David has a half-inch reach on Caleb. It's very important for you guys to understand the difference between a puncher and a boxer. The difference between defense and a defensive-minded fighter and an offensive-minded fighter. I want you to remember this because David's still growing as a fighter. Okay? David is still growing as a fighter. Now, I want you guys to take two pieces of information to heart. First one is styles make fights. Remember that. And the second point is that power and strength in boxing, while they are great assets for a fighter, it's good that you're strong, it's good that you're powerful, are not the most important things in boxing. Let me try, as a fan, to suggest to you the most important things in boxing. The first and most important thing in boxing is defense. It's the first and most important thing. Every fighter in boxing must work on defense. The second most important thing in boxing, because defense will save your life, okay? The second most important thing in boxing is being able to move and to get angles on your opponent. So that has to do with your feet, it has to do with feinting, it has to do with how you dip your upper body, it has to do with how you bend your legs, it has to do with how you step in, or you chip in, or you shuffle, or you bounce, or you skip, or you pivot. Okay, how you move in boxing generates everything. Your power comes from your movement, your punches come from your movement, your balance comes from your movement, your defense to some degree comes from your movement. Okay? Now, those are the most important things in boxing. Okay? So, how you move also accounts for your timing and all of these other things. And this is what you have to drill and you have to work on, and you have to work on and you have to drill. Now, as Coach Eric Bradley so correctly said, when you become a master boxer, it goes from techniques and then skills and then skill sets to being a master. When you become a master, technique is not as important as the skills and also the mindset in implementing things, because you may become creative, like Terence Crawford with his check hook that's not perfectly a check hook, but it's effective. And you begin to do things, in the advanced level. I call the advanced level of boxing where you understand the underlying principles of boxing. The use of the lead hand, the use of the lead foot, the use of stance, orthodox and unorthodox, or orthodox and southpaw. The understanding of angles, and timing and precision, so that you start to do innovative things, and you get somewhat creative in the ring. So that is when you've had a mastery of your form or style of boxing, and you have been able to adapt that style to several other styles, and you've got that mastery over it, that now you do your own thing. You start to carve your own niche, your own pathway. And what people would say is unorthodox or is not traditional, the underlying principle remains in your approach why it's successful. But the actual techniques and so on, it all varies to now you. It's specific to you, your body. You understand spatial arrangements and how far you should be and all these things. So now it becomes an art in and of itself that you've mastered, and you now dictate how you will fight your style. You become like water, like Bruce Lee says. It's no longer about this schooling and techniques and all that. Now you become fluid. You become water. All right. I'm selling a little bit of it with Anderson Silva. Beautiful stuff. So that's what I want to say for now concerning Caleb Plant. There's some things people just don't know about him. I think I've spent enough time talking on this topic. What you need in the building. If you guys like this video, don't forget to share, subscribe, comment, and you can also donate via Western Union or MoneyGram. Soon that will change. Don't worry. I'll catch you guys later. What you need out. Peace.